All right, we'll get started with Danielle. Danielle, go ahead.
Hi, buddy. How's Antonio doing, and when did this injury happen?
He's doing better today than he was yesterday. As you guys know, he's on the injured list with a mild growing strain. We feel that hopefully this is just missing one start, but he's doing much better today than yesterday. The soreness is lessening, the mobility is lessening, the strength is pretty good. So Keith and the guys in the training room are encouraged by how he came out of the start and the soreness he was experiencing throughout that game. It happened while he was warming up in the bullpen. He felt as though he could go. We let him go. You notice his velocity was a little bit down, but he hung in there and threw 104 pitches, gave us a chance to win in a close game, a battle against Weaver. But our expectation is that he'll heal hopefully and be able to jump into the rotation later next week or when we get back home from St. Louis.
So do you plan for Lucas to start in place of him? I think on Tuesday. I think that's when his next start would be.
No, Lucas is going to join our bullpen today. He's over at our alternate site, which is here in Phoenix, which is convenient for us now that we're here. So he'll just pop over here from Scottsdale and join our bullpen today, tomorrow, here in Chase Field, and we'll see where it goes from there with our bullpen.
Okay. And then with Austin Gomber, what are you looking for him from tonight? How has he been since his last start?
Well, all pitchers are working on things in between starts. With Lucas, with Austin, again, critical challenge and trying to locate that fastball. The games that he's pitched well this year, he's had solid fastball command, and the use of the three secondary pitches, the curveball, the slider, and the change. I think his mix of pitches is advantageous for him. I think that's how he's going to get his outs moving forward, is a quality mix. He's got to throw his strikes. He's got to keep the ball down. He's got to elevate it. He's got to throw the ball in. All the things that he does well when he gets a good performance. We need that tonight.
Just to go back for Antonio for a second, do you have a plan for who you're gonna start in place of him, or you're gonna pull somebody out of the bullpen and decide that later?
We have a plan. We're working through that, but we do have a plan, Danielle. Yes, of course we do.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Owen Perkins.
Yeah, but just to follow up on the rotation, who are the folks you have on the team now, on the roster now, who would be prepared to step into the rotation?
You mean on the 26-man roster, or the
Yeah,
40-man roster, or the entire Rockies organization?
I guess both, but is there anybody on the 26-man rotation who could step into the rotation now?
Sure.
And if not, who do you
Yeah, Chacin could step in there.
He's ready.
Yeah, he can start. He threw 60 pitches in San Francisco, and he can probably give us, with the rest up until Tuesday, if we decide to go that way, he can give us 60 to 75 pitches, which could be conceivably 5 innings if he's efficient.
Right. And does anybody stand out from beyond the 26-man roster as a? Sure,
we got some other candidates. We got Jose Mujica, who's been at our alternate site logging innings, Antonio Santos, Ryan Castellani, Ryan Rolison, even though he's not on the 40, he's getting closer. So I think those 4 guys probably are the guys that, the next wave of starting pitching depth, along with Chacin.
Okay, great, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll go to Noah.
Hey, bud, a few questions for you. For Zach Gallen facing him today, since he has started his major league career, he is 7th in all of baseball in ERA. So obviously it's going to be a difficult matchup. But what will be the way for you guys to succeed and get to him?
Well, you're right. No, he's pitched great, and he's pitched very well this year. He's coming off that great start against the Braves, where 1 hit through 7 innings. Great command of the ball his last start. Very efficient at the bottom of the strike zone, very efficient on the corners. So we're gonna have to be stingy on the ball down, make sure that we don't expand our zone down below the zone with the changeup and the slider. We got to make sure that those balls out over the plate that are there, we got to be aggressive and ready to hit because he is around the plate. He's a tough challenge because he's really pitching well. He's got a good arm. He's got good stuff. So I think for us, we really got to be conscious of those borderline pitches because he's been throwing them. And so I think more than anything, probably, make sure that we don't chase. Our chase rate percentage has to be good today. That's probably the thing that sticks out the most to me.
And then for the offense, as you probably know, recently CJ Crone has really broken out as he has his OBP over 500 in the last 8 games. What have you seen at bat wise for him that was different from the first few weeks when he was struggling?
Well, I think the last couple of weeks he's settled in. He's more comfortable. I think he's seeing the ball better, and he's letting his talent take over. I think early in the year there was a pressing, situation. I think he was trying to do too much too early. Again, new team, new league, new pitchers, some unfamiliarity with, our ballpark, not, Dodger Stadium somewhat, San Francisco. He hasn't had a lot of ABs in these ballparks or against these National League pitchers. So again, I think he just took a step back. He exhaled, got a couple hits, hit a homer, got more comfortable. But what I like and what our hitting coaches like and what our coaches have seen is pretty much the day in, day out, taking ball swinging at strikes. I think he's leading our team with 12 walks. Like you mentioned, his on-base percentage. His OPS is, I think, second to Ryan McMahon. So he's been a contributor. He's performing. But I think it's more about feeling comfortable, and then once you got some hits, more confidence.
And then also too on the on-base front with Daza and Fuentes, as you probably know, they haven't drawn a walk yet this year. What do you think is the key for them to being more patient at the plate?
Well, that's just it. You never want to take. I don't know whether patient is the word, Noah. I think let's go to selective.
Okay.
We want guys to be aggressive in the hitting area. If that first pitch is a fastball and it's right down the middle, let's square that up and take a rip at it and let's barrel it. I think with Josh, I think we've seen just the expansion of the strike zone at the top of the zone and at the bottom and away from him, and even inside as well. So what he has to do is shrink his hitting area. I think that there are times when Josh is aggressive and gets some base hits on bad balls. He's probably done that his entire life, and we've seen that a little bit. But eventually, that's going to catch up with you with major league pitchers who are able to put the ball where they want, especially outside the strike zone. So I think he's got to shrink, his area that he's looking for, and he's, obviously his chase rate has to improve. Daza, sort of the same thing with Daza. But I think his at-bats over the last couple of weeks have been a little bit more, I would say, major league quality than what we saw in previous years. He still has a little tendency to expand the zone, especially with 2 strikes. Not so much until he gets to 2 strikes. He's done a pretty good job of staying within the strike zone. But I think overall with Daza, it's about the chase down in the zone.
And then finally, since the calendar is turning to May today, if you had one bold prediction for your team for the month of May, Whether you want to go really bold or not is obviously up to you, but what would be
Yeah.
one bold prediction?
I'll leave that up to you guys. No, I don't really have predictions. I want to win tonight. I want to have a well-played game tonight and beat the Diamondbacks. Predictions. I would like to think, Noah, that our two things, that our bullpen will be better this month and our offense will be better this month.
Thank you very much.
Go to Savannah, go ahead.
Hey there. So actually, since 2017, you guys have been able to, from an April that may not be so great, been able to turn it around in the month of May. And since 2017, I've led MLB in the 6th best winning percentage in the month of May. Is there something that you're telling your team to try to transition from a maybe not so great April into a winning May?
April showers bring May flowers.
Do they like that?
I know that we've had good Mays, and I really, Savannah, I wish I could put a finger on it since 17. I don't have an answer for that. I know that the only thing that we try to do as a club and as a coaching staff and players is be as consistent as possible. And I think if you keep a consistency to your everyday routine, your practice, your work, if you stay the course, you'll see a turnaround if you have, enough talent to win big league games. And I think that's been, the overall riding course. We haven't panicked, regardless of what happened in April. And to your point, maybe that's been beneficial to us is, keeping a steady hand amongst each other, amongst the players, and the players have, came out of whatever happened in April to have a good May. So I didn't know that stat specifically, but that's good to hear. Again, that's proud of all the teams we've had from 17 on through 20. Well, I guess it's 17, 18, 19. I guess we didn't play in May, and we haven't played in May yet. But, thanks for bringing that to my attention.
Yeah, of course. Do you think that might just be a matter of guys settling in after spring training and getting into the groove of a big league season again?
Well, it can be. In 17 and 18, and even 19, we had, I think, more veteran players, amongst those groups of 3 teams, guys who, would keep a level head, will not let April numbers, distract them from staying the course and putting up numbers in May. Again, you look at those teams, there's some veteran guys with service time on those teams. So, not panicking, staying consistent in what they do. Usually you'll find that, the veteran players, they'll turn it around statistically from where they were if they were off to a slow start. On the pitch, I'd have to look a little closer at the pitching if we pitched really well in May, but I think there is just a general feeling of, potentially just confidence and self-assuredness that, guys are talented and they can turn it around.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Owen, did you have a follow-up?
Yeah. A whole different topic, actually. On infield defense, buddy, can you say, do you feel like you're best served defensively purely with, among everybody to choose from, Fuentes at third and McMahon at second?
And Trevor at short?
And Trevor at short, yeah.
I think it's a very solid infield. Probably on a scouting scale, all 3 of those guys are above average defenders. I think Josh has been awesome at third. He's been impressive, and we saw that in spring training when he was going back and forth between first and third. So, if you're asking me if I like those 3 guys defensively, I like them a lot. And I think on a scouting scale, they're all above average.
And for Josh, second base seems to have gone out of the picture for him this season. Are you trying to get him more focused and be able to, kind of zero in on one place?
Yeah, well, he never really played second base in the minors And you'll see him when we go into a shift against a left-handed hitter that he'll pop to that side of the diamond and he'll feel comfortable. I think he feels, very confident about his ability to play defense. And he's got experience on that side of the diamond at first base, but he's a natural third baseman by history. In the minor leagues, the Rockies put him at first base for, more versatility. He handled that great. He's probably our best first baseman defensively too, when he gets over there. So I think he's a great defender. I think Trevor is. I think Mac is. I think Hampson is solid. And we haven't seen a lot of Trejo, but Trejo can play some defense too.
Yeah. And then my last question regarding Fuentes, can you say a little bit about how he's adapting to his role this year? And, partly he just mentioned that even though he's got, some age, he doesn't have a whole lot of major league experience. And sometimes people take that for granted. Where does he fit in the chemistry and just in the role in the club, and how is he adapting there?
Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean by role, but he's been a big part of this team from really the second half of last year when he took over for Murph at first base and got a lot of playing time. And then this year he's got a ton of playing time. I think he's fourth or fifth on our team in at bats and innings played and games played. So he's getting a lot of playing time. But he's really good on the team. I think he brings an energy to the ballpark every day. He's one of our more vocal players. He's engaging with the guys. He's one of the best workers I've been around since I've been here in Colorado. Loves to practice. We'll get in the cage. We'll get on the diamond and take ground balls. He's a great. So he's been a big part of our group. From his recall last year when, like I said, he took over from Murph at first base. So, we think he can be a contributor. That's why he made the team out of spring training. That's why, he played opening day and has played a ton since. But, right now it's, his hitting is not where we think it's going to end up. He'll be the first to tell you that. But, we're hoping that, the hits will come, and, the on-base percentage will come. In time with some walks, but to your point, it's not a lot of major league at bats, and there's a learning curve there. No matter how old you are, to get accustomed to the big leagues. But we're hoping he's a fast learner and he can understand what it's like to face DeGrom and Bauer and Kershaw, down the line. If this guy, even though he's not starting tonight, he's probably going to come off the bench at some point to face a big league arm. It takes time. It's hard, but Josh is a guy that a lot of times wills himself to success. So we'll see how all this goes for him. But I'm looking forward to watching his career.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
Anything else for Buddy? All right, thank you, buddy.
Okay, thank you.
Talk to everyone post game.